Welcome to episode of Potion Sword Run. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Light of Motiram, a ripoff of Horizon Zero Dawn that's driving all the fanboys crazy. Now, Tencent released videos and screenshots of their latest game in development that looks close to Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, it looks exactly like Horizon Zero Dawn, mostly because of the mechanical robot dinosaurs that are, inhabiting the land and you fight them and stuff. And plus, you're like a warrior back in the day as well, not a modern day warrior, but the way the alloy is. It looks like tribal people and stuff fighting big old robots. And so, yes, everyone out there in the internet is going all crazy on the Twitter sphere saying that this is a blatant rip-off, this and that, no originality, and blah, blah, blah. But in the end, they're hypocrites because a lot of Sony studios out there have copied a lot of other games. For example, Astro Bot is a blatant rip-off of some Mario, or in particular, Mario Sunshine. I don't even understand why they would want to steal that concept, or that art style, because Horizon Zero Dawn isn't it. No matter how much you try to make it a thing, it's not going to be a thing. Now, to distinguish between both franchises, Horizon Zero Dawn is like a generic adventure game, whereas Light of Motiram has more to it. It has an adventure game, but it has big old boss fights like Monster Hunter. You can also use guns like in Power World, and it's also a multiplayer game, and it's also a lot of world building and scavenging and breaking down rocks and trees for supplies and everything like that. So it's more than just a generic adventure game like Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a lot of base building, multiplayer, big boss fights, and it's an adventure game. So it's more than just what they are offering. So yes, artistically, when you look at it, it looks like a ripoff. But like I said again, Sony fanboys, they can't complain, because they rip off other games. And for those of you that don't believe me, here's a video showing a bunch of games that Astro Bot has ripped off. Like I said, Mario Sunshine with the little water mechanics in order for it to, float in the air. Here we see Pikmin, where that little scientist dude uses all the Pikmins, throw them up in the air in order to accomplish tasks. And then we have that game ARMS, I believe. I mean, obviously Astro Bot right here is using arms, to fight. And they use the little domes for certain levels. And here's a boss fight, which is a blatant ripoff of Mario 64 versus King Koopa. And again, copying the level design. And speaking of copying games, here's a Foam Stars copying Splatoon. Again, more copying of level designs. So, like I said, all these people copy each other. It's where they get their inspiration. It's hardly anything out there is original anymore. I mean, if you find something original, it's like, oh. So, I'm not going to get all crazy over this. The more games, the merrier. At least this game from Tencent differentiates itself by adding more than just a generic adventure. Like I said, it has a lot of base building, multiplayer, and the list just goes on. But I just find it funny how people get outraged at this. One thing that's going to be interesting though is if this game does way better than the Horizon series does, because when you look at Horizon Legos, oh my god, that shit flopped. And even the sales for Horizon Forbidden West and the other one, I mean, they're not really that great when you consider the install base of the PlayStation. So I think they gotta call it quits on Alloy. Just release one of those games every once in a while, but don't try to make her the face of PlayStation, because that it's not gonna work. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it right there. Thank you for your time. Like always, enjoy your life. And I'll catch you guys on this one. Peace.